Hello and welcome to Beauty by Jen. I hope you guys are having an awesome day wherever you are in the world, day or night. Let's get into some interesting topics. Happy New Year. I was just going to throw up my cartoon picture and speak to you all because let's face it, I haven't built up a large enough following to where you all care if I actually show my face or not. I hope you all had the opportunity to get a break during the holidays with loved ones. And if you didn't, that's okay too. I get it. I've actually just recently even started spending time with my family during the Christmas and New Year holiday, and it just hits differently. I was usually alone or spending it with a neighbor or someone. And that's the thing about holidays. Everyone doesn't have a family or friends. And some people would just rather be alone. Either way, there's no specific way to spend time during the holidays. And I would say sometimes we should try and include people who we don't know or people who we know may be alone, or at least ask them if they want to spend time with us and ask them if they don't want to be in solitude. I got to eat all kinds of food that I haven't been eating in a while as I spent time with my family. And if it's one thing that my sister and her husband, they do well, that's making sure you eat good. And I love them for that. Now let's get into the reason I'm here, and that's to quickly discuss Jeffrey Epstein. Now this year is starting out with a bang, let me tell you. Now, if you don't know who Jeffrey Epstein is, he was a wealthy businessman who became well known for his links to a wide range of high-profile people, including politicians, business people, leaders, and celebrities. He was accused of SAing and trafficking. I don't know if you can even say trafficking, but trafficking minors in Florida and New York. In August 2019, he unalived himself in a Manhattan jail while awaiting trial, allegedly. Now, because of the circumstances surrounding his unaliving of himself, it sparked a great deal of debate and discussion. Here we go. Enjoy.
The Epstein List, complete compilation of names disclosed in unsealed court records. The story is still developing, and inclusion in these documents doesn't imply any wrongdoing connected to Epstein or others. The list encompasses Epstein's accusers, alleged victims, and individuals with peripheral ties to Epstein. The list comprises the following names: Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's former girlfriend, convicted in 2021 of trafficking in connection to Epstein's activities. Andrew Albert Christian Edwards, Prince Andrew, second son of Queen Elizabeth II of Great Britain. Bill Clinton, former U.S. President. Donald Trump, businessman and former U.S. President. Hillary Clinton, former First Lady to Bill Clinton, U.S. Secretary of State under Barack Obama, and U.S. presidential candidate. David Copperfield, American stage magician. John Connolly, New York police detective turned investigative journalist who investigated Epstein. Alan Dershowitz, prolific lawyer and pundit who represented Epstein in 2006. Leonardo DiCaprio, actor and film producer famous for his roles in Titanic and Inception. Al Gore, former U.S. vice president under Bill Clinton. Stephen Hawking, British physicist and science author. Ehud Barak, former Israeli prime minister. Michael Jackson, famed musician known as the King of Pop. Marvin Minksy, artificial intelligence pioneer. Kevin Spacey, actor known for his roles in Seven and House of Cards, found not guilty of sexual assault in 2023. George Lucas, American film director and creator of the Star Wars saga. Jean-Luc Brunel, French model agency boss and alleged Epstein co-conspirator who died in an apparent self-unaliving while awaiting trial. Kate Blanchett, Australian actor who starred in The Lord of the Rings and Tar. Naomi Campbell, British model. Sharon Churcher, British journalist. Bruce Willis, actor famous for his roles in Die Hard and The Sixth Sense. Bill Richardson, former governor of New Mexico. Cameron Diaz, actor who starred in Shrek and There's Something About Mary. Glenn Dubin, an American hedge fund manager who was allegedly friends with Epstein. Eva Anderson Dubin, former Miss Sweden and wife of Glenn Dubin, who once dated Epstein. Noam Chomsky, linguist and political philosopher. Tom Pritzker, American tycoon and philanthropist. Chris Tucker, American comedian and actor known for his role in the Rush Hour films. Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, former wife of Prince Andrew. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., American politician and conspiracy theorist. James Michael Ostrich. Juan and Mariah Alessi, husband and wife working at Epstein's home in Florida. Janusz Banasiak served as Epstein's Palm Beach house manager. Bella Klein, or Klen, documents differ, a former accountant in Epstein's New York office. Leslie Groff, documents differ, Epstein's former secretary who was named as a co-conspirator in his 2008 plea deal, but reportedly will not be charged. Victoria Bean, Rebecca Boylan, Dana Burns, Ron Eppinger, S-trafficker Daniel Estes, Annie Farmer accused Epstein of S.A. Maria Farmer, Annie Farmer's sister who also accused Epstein of S.A. Anuska DeGiorgio, a model who accused Epstein of grape. Louis Freeh, former director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI. Frederick Fekkai, celebrity hairstylist. Alexandra Fekkai, son of celebrity hairstylist. Jojo Fontanella, Epstein's butler. Virginia Giuffre, formerly known as Virginia Roberts, accused Prince Andrew of S.A. Lynn Miller, mother of Virginia Giuffre. Crystal Figueroa, sister of Anthony Figueroa, who dated Virginia Giuffre in the early 2000s. Anthony Figueroa, Virginia Roberts' former boyfriend. Eric Ganny. Meg Garvin represented Virginia Giuffre, Sheridan Gibson Butte, Ross Gow, Maxwell's press agent, Fred Graff, Robert Giuffre, Philip Guderian, Alexandra Hall, Joanna Harrison, Shannon Harrison, Victoria Hazel, Brittany Henderson, Brett Jaffe, Forrest Jones, Sarah Kellen, Epstein's former assistant, named as an unindicted co-conspirator in his 2008 plea deal. Adriana Ross, Epstein's former assistant, named as an unindicted co-conspirator in his 2008 plea deal. Carol Kess, Dr. Stephen Olson, Stephen Kaufman, Wendy Lee, author, Peter Listerman, Tom Lyons, Nadia Marcinkova, alleged friend of Epstein's, named as an unindicted co-conspirator in his 2008 plea deal. Bob Meister, Jamie Melanson, Donald Morell, David Mullen, David Knorr, Joe Pagano, May Paluga, Stanley Pottinger, Detective Joe Riccari, former Palm Beach police officer who investigated reports of abuse against children by Epstein. Chief Michael Ryder, responsible for investigation of abuse against children by Epstein. Ronaldo and Deborah Rizzo, husband and wife, who worked for Epstein's alleged friend Glenn Dubin. Sky Roberts, Kimberly Roberts, Lynn Roberts. Haley Robson, named as a teen recruiter for Epstein in police documents. Dave Rogers, private jet pilot for Epstein. Alfredo Rodriguez, butler at Epstein's Florida home. Scott Rothenson, Forrest Sawyer. Doe Shuttle, investigator. Johanna Sjoberg claims she was sexually abused while underage by Epstein. Also claimed Prince Andrew touched her breast. Cecilia Stein, Marianne Strong, Mark Tafoya, Emmy Taylor, Maxwell's ex-personal assistant, Brent Tyndall, Kevin Thompson, Ed Tuttle, Les Wexner, founder of L Brands and a former business partner of Epstein, Abigail Wexner, wife of Lex Wexner, Crescenda Valdez, Emma Vagan, Anthony Valadares, Christina Venero, licensed massage therapist, Maritza Vasquez, Vicky Ward, investigative journalist and author who claims she was blocked from covering Epstein's misdeeds while working at Vanity Fair, Jared Weisfield, Sharon White, Courtney Wild, Daniel Wilson, Mark Zeff, New York decorator, Alfredo Rodriguez, Epstein's former household manager, jailed in 2012 for hiding and trying to sell Epstein's Black Book. Dr. Chris Donahue, physician who treated Virginia Giuffre, included on a list of all her previous medical providers requested by Maxwell's defense team. Dr. Wawa, physician who treated Virginia Giuffre, Judith Lightfoot, psychologist who treated Virginia Giuffre, Dr. Karen Kudikoff, physician who treated Virginia Giuffre, Dr. Carol Hayek, psychiatrist who treated Virginia Giuffre, Dr. John Harris, physician who treated Virginia Giuffre, Dr. Darshani Majaliana, physician who treated Virginia Giuffre, Dr. John Harris, physician who treated Virginia Giuffre, Dr. Mona Devansian, physician who treated Virginia Giuffre, Dr. Scott Robert Geiger, physician who treated Virginia Giuffre, Dr. Michelle Streeter, physician who treated Virginia Giuffre, Donna Oliver, physician assistant who treated Virginia Giuffre. Quite the list, right? Do you recognize any of these names? Share your thoughts on it. We'd love to hear from you. And of course, remember to engage by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Your support means the world as we aim for our next milestone of 6.5K. Thank you for tuning into Beauty by Jen. Stay tuned for our next video.